environment where citizens are left vulnerable to the whims of market forces and profiteering by fuel dealers. In light of these concerns, the government's insistence on maintaining or increasing excise duties on fuel amounts to a blatant disregard for the welfare of citizens. Such a policies prioritize short-term revenue gains over the long-term economic stability and well-being of the population. Therefore, we call upon all members of parliament to reject any further tax hikes on fuel. Tax on mobile money withdrawal. There is a 0.5 tax on mobile money withdrawal already. Government through this bill is expanding the net to include other platforms such as Mcash, MyCoropay, Wave, etc. Before this expansion, government must present a study on how introduction of a 0.5 tax on mobile money withdrawal affected the population, especially the poor who receive money in this form. A 5.0% tax on withdrawal means a shillings 50 per every 10,000, 0.5%. This is what it translates in a 50 shilling per every 10,000. Taxes must be introduced after a thorough study on how they will affect the economy.
And 5 is on the transaction value.
Yes, that's why it is a requirement under the Public Finance and Management Act to present a certificate of financial implication when introducing a bill. Do a study. Point number 7, tax on lime, adhesive, and grout. We ask Parliament to reject introduction of a 500 per 50 kilogram of lime, adhesive, and grout. While appearing before the committee, Private Sector Foundation reminded members of Parliament of a 2.5 million housing deficit in the country. The policy of this government is of a decent and affordable housing. Obviously, when you increase taxes on building materials, you're increasing the cost of construction. That's why you need to bring studies here, not speculation. This may discourage investment in this sector or may make renting very expensive. Again, we plead with this government not to look at one side of revenue enhancement, but also look at the plight of its citizens. Tax on drinking water. This is a tricky one. The tax rate of 10% already exists. What the government, you stop giving money to Magora, if that's what you're asking. What the government is doing is to charge it per liter. What this means is that for every liter of drinking water that you buy, you will be paying, if we take the government proposal, 75 shilling. Those of you who are buying drinking water in a 20-liter jerrycan, you will now pay more because they are going to charge you per liter. Private Sector Foundation thinks they appeared before the committee that this will drive the price for a larger volume of water by about 95%. Currently, the more or the higher volume you buy, the less price you pay. With this new tax, prepare to boil your own water because bigger jerrycans are going to be expensive. We ask Parliament to reject it. Really, you want to charge drinking water? Finally, we advise government to realize, to relieve itself of pressure of seeking to overtax citizens because it wants to raise more revenue by responsibly using what it is already collecting. Government should reduce the cost of public administration considerably. It is the reason we welcome the rationalization of government entities. But as we were processing bills to reduce entities, and therefore money we spend on them, President Yoweri Museveni Tibuhaburwa was creating new staff structures of assistant RDCs and appointing them, including fellows like this one who exhibited his data bombs. We must fight all forms of corruption, including wasting taxpayers' money on useless ventures. And in this regard, the president must act as an example. A minister whose fuel is bought by the taxpayer must not increase taxes on fuel unnecessarily. Maybe we should stop fueling all government vehicles for the leaders to understand the pain that citizens go through fueling their own vehicles. Right, Honorable Speaker. That's the minority report, and I can understand why the chair said he had seen the others and he didn't see this one. I ask this parliament to stand with the citizens.
Which
the chair of the committee.
Okay.
Yeah, not
yeah,
the chair.
Seen it. That's why I called you.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you so much, Katesh.
Speaker,
Katesh, first.
let me
wait.
give information that is very important.
First, wait.
Chair, I want to state the following. That when they were increasing taxes on fuel, we have under paragraph 8 of Schedule 2 on page, some of them 5, 4, 5, 6, something. There are A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Madam Speaker, Madam Chair, they have only chosen to increase tax on 3 items. And if I asked my brother Musasizi, why not all? And I will give an example. Jet and aviation to remain at 630. The reason you did it, if you increased, flights will fly to Rwanda, Kigali, or Kenya to fear. Then they can, maybe even they may not land here. Now you are going for soft points in life. And Madam Speaker, it is this is the reason why I agree with Honorable Mojo on the minority that it is dangerous to really target only citizens. And the worst one is a paraffin. It moved from 200 to 500. Others were increasing by 100. This one was increasing by 300.
No, the 300 has already been rejected.
No, it hasn't.
No, we have rejected. We can't.
Okay.
Kerosene.
Okay.
Kerosene.
Okay, Madam Chair, if let us finish that.
Kerosene was rejected by the committee and even the other minority. So kerosene is not anything for discussion.
So Madam Chair, the other one of financial services, I want to draw the attention of members. They are saying 0.5% of the value of the transaction. Katesh goes to Bank of Baroda. He draws $500 million. They don't charge him. The villager goes to a mobile money. Withdraw in his Ronco, withdraw is 1 million. They must charge 0.5% of that 1 million, and that's the capital money. If they were charging, the tax was on the charge. And at the same, having charged 0.5%, there will also be a charge of the person who is transacting in the money. So in short, that's double what? Transaction. And yet the Minister of Finance has worked on the issue of bringing this country to a cashless economy, which means people should transact using mobile money, should transact using cards, fuel cards. So even when you're talking of